Hey there, T and Covington here, giving you what I wish I knew about differentiation. So, my tips are geared towards fairly new teachers like myself who probably have heard this word a million times and just aren't sure how to define it. Now, veteran teachers, that does not mean you can't learn a thing or two as well. Because if you're anything like me, you've been hearing this word probably almost 1,000 times a semester. And they usually say differentiation, don't worry, you're already doing it. But that really doesn't let you know what is it, right? Okay, I'm doing it, but what is it? So here are about 3 tips from me to help you differentiate. So, tip number 1. Yes, you probably already are doing differentiation. That does not mean that you are doing it well. First tip, be intentional. When we're differentiating, we want our students to learn. Differentiation is all about intention, purposefully providing learning strategies that will contribute to the achievement and mastery for our students. So, first things first, build a learner profile. Now, you may do this through personality tests. I took a fruit test. I gave the fruit test to my students. They loved it. And it let me know and it let them know not only how each other learn, but how I learn as well. So you might want to do that. Build a learner profile. Use thinking strategies. Don't let our students get so caught up in learning strategies or their learner type. They are visual, auditory, and kinesthetic all rolled into one, but they may think about things a little bit differently. So you may have an executive thinker, which means, hey, give me my plan, let me work. You may have a legislative thinker who's going to be a little bit more creative, ask more questions. They go by their own plan, their own rules. Or you may have a judicial thinker who's going to take everything you have and analyze it. What did you really mean? So when you said a 5-minute presentation, you meant like 4:30, right? They're going to analyze every single thing. But you also have local and global thinkers. Your local thinker gets lost in the details. Your global thinker looks at the big picture. Go ahead and get to know your students. Relate information to them in their style. So if I have an assignment and I'm telling you this is what it's going to be, I already know I have 7 legislative thinkers who are going to hit me with a ton of questions because they want to do it their way. Anticipate those questions. Get ready to help them. That brings me into tip number 2. You want to make sure that you plan. Yes, we know that as teachers, we are constantly planning. We plan from May to August, August to May. We are always planning. So make sure that you plan, just go a step further. So differentiation uses a UBD design, so backwards unit design, and you want to begin with the end in mind. 7 habits, right? We all know about those. And you want to diversify your activities. And again, like I said, anticipate questions and hangups. So here is one lesson that I did. I'm a drama teacher, high school drama. And so let's say my unit is on accent. My goal is to perform with an accent. First lesson, choose your accent. That's differentiation. They get a choice. They get a say-so in what they're doing. My second lesson will be play with the accent. Maybe we do a fun theater game where we're all in a circle and we mimic whoever's accent comes before us. So we go around the circle and we have all of these different accents and we're learning together. So everybody's going to sound a little funny. It takes the pressure off of them just a little bit. For my third lesson, here's my real purpose, right? Perform with the accent. So of course, they'll have rehearsal time and things like that. But lesson number 3, they perform with their accent. I might tier that performance, which is also differentiation. So tier number 1, maybe it's a classic. You're going to perform a classic, Romeo and Juliet. Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? In your British accent. That was really bad. I didn't think I tried a British accent. But then maybe number 2, my tier 2, you do a classic with a twist. So maybe Romeo and Juliet are Jamaican or Caribbean. Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Again, really bad. And then tier number 3, you want to make it an original. So they decide what they're going to do for themselves. Maybe they want to have a French discussion with a Swedish discussion, but that is all on them. So everybody's performing with an accent. Your goal is met, but how they get there is unique to their own learning style, their own profile. The learning's fun for them, and it keeps them interactive. And honestly, it'll keep you from not hearing a British accent 25 times a day, which, take it from experience, gets a little draining. Bringing me to tip number 3, make it fun. Yes, we hear this all the time. Learning should be fun. Make sure da-da-da-da-da. There's only so much you can do with the French Revolution or algebra, but you want to make it fun because you want to make it specific to your learners. The more specific it is to them, the more fun it is to them. And you know what's even more fun for us as educators? When we see that little light go off in our students' eyes and we know that they're learning and that they get it. That's what's fun for us. And we can do that by differentiating it for them. So again, just my tips on what I wish I knew and how I wish differentiation was explained to me. Thanks.